Hello. We're gonna be doing a new variant today. Is this yellow a bit dark? I think any lighter yellow would kinda... sure. Okay, we're gonna be doing Lyre. I know the red is a bit jarring to me, because Lyre is, L is not red. But, let's look at let's just look at it. L, Lyre. Each clue is either one greater or one less than its actual value. So, for example, this 3 over here, it's either a 2 or a 4. There are a few tricks, but in general, I don't think that this is a lot different from actual normal Minesweepers, just every number has 2 choices instead. In terms of notation, there are a few ways I could try to do this. I could try and draw the number on this in the corner. I could draw like above and below to signify if it's higher or lower. I think for now I'll write the number in the corner. If it gets annoying, I'll just draw the arrows. So let's get into the puzzle. So the first one is this 3. Because we know 3 is either a 2 or a 4, then we can consider, is this a 4? But it can't be a 4 because there's no way to put 4 mines around it if there's only 3 cells, which means it must actually be a 2. I think actually this might be a good place to turn off paint transparency now that I see that it's a thing, right? Because we don't actually need to see the numbers when we draw over them. If I did this, yeah, now it's a 2. Yeah, it's very clearly a 2 instead. There are other ways. Okay, yeah, this 4 is definitely a 3 because it can't be a 5, and as a 3 it is complete, so all 3 are mines. Now because of this 2, actually you can do normal Minesweeper here, we know there must be at least 1 mine here. That means this 3, which was originally a 2 or a 4, can no longer be a 2 because there's at least 1 mine here, making this at least 3. So it cannot be a 2, it must be a 4, and this is actually complete. Now this 2 is complete, and this 2, well, this 2 is either a 1 or a 3, but it can't be a 1 because there's already 2 mines, so it must be a 3, so this is a mine. This 2 is suspicious. That's what I would call it. Well, oh, right, no, it's this 5. This 5 over here could be a 4 or a 6, but here, how many cells can mines occupy? There are only 5 cells that it can occupy, so this cannot be a 6 and is therefore a 4, meaning that there is exactly 1 mine here. However, if there is exactly 1 mine here, then this 2 cannot be a 3, because if it was, all of these are mines, which will put 2 mines in this pair. So it can't be a 3, it's a 1. And since there's 1 mine here, then this is not a mine. This 2 again cannot be a 3, otherwise all 3 of these will be mines. So it must be a 1, and by similar logic, this is not a mine. 0, suspicious, but yeah, this 0 is tricky because if you see a 0, you might just think none of these are mines, but this is in Lyre, and therefore a 0 is always 1 by default. Clearly cannot be a -1, so it has to be a 1. And this 2 actually, we cannot make a deduction because there is exactly 1 mine in here. This 2 cannot be a 3, because how are you going to put 2 more mines here? So it must be a 1, and as a 1 it is already complete, so this is not a mine. This 3 now comes back into play because it cannot be a 4. There's not enough cells around it, so it's a 2, which is already complete. This 1 cannot be a 0 because there's a mine here, meaning that there is 2 around it, and therefore 1 mine here. Now you notice there are 4 mines remaining, and from this clue there's 1 mine here and 1 mine here, meaning that the remaining cells, which there are 2 of, must all contain mines to fulfill this final mine count, and therefore this line is complete. These are both mines then. There we go. Nice. Yes. Alright, I think the number drawing is going pretty smoothly, I would say. This 1 means that there is 1 mine here. This 1 over here has at least 1 mine around it, so cannot be a 0, and there's therefore a 2, which means that there is a mine here. This 3 must be a 2 because it can't be a 4. and therefore this 4 cannot be a 5 because there would then be 3 mines in these 3 cells. So it must be a 3 because there are already 2 mines in these 3 cells that would complete the 4 with this mine, so this is not a mine. This 5 now sees exactly 5 possible spots to put mines in, so it cannot be a 6 and is therefore a 4. Minimally, if this was a 4, there must be at least 2 mines here. We don't know if there is, but there is 2 or more mines here, which means that this 2 cannot be a 1 and must be a 3. Now this 1 sees 1 mine over here and therefore cannot be a 1, cannot be a 0, so it must be a 2. This 4 actually is just complete because it can't be a 5, it must be a 3, which is in itself complete. This 3, yeah, the 4 over here, it forces there to be at least 1 mine here, which will complete the 3. So there are no mines here, and this 4 seeing exactly 1 mine here means that there's another mine here. This is therefore not a mine. This 2 must be a 1 because it cannot be a 3. This 4 must be a 3 because it can't be a 5. I think, no, I can't say anything about that one. Well, if there's exactly 1 mine here because of this 1, then this 3 must have 2 mines elsewhere. This 3 is complete, and there must therefore a mine here. The 4 sees 4, so must be a 5, meaning that there is exactly 1 mine here. But notice how many mines there are remaining. No, it's this 2 over here which is already complete, so this is a mine. This being a 5 is already complete, so there is no mine here, and therefore 1 mine remaining is here. Cool. Actually can't tell if you can see the numbers or not. It looks fine, but it's a bit hard to see. I might try with other numbers here, other colors. Like, does white work better? It's also a bit hard to see. I mean, purple, blue? No, red probably works best. There's a lot of contrast between yellow and red, which makes it ultimately easy to see. Let's start with this 2 over here, which must be a 1, and this 5 here, which must be a 4. By regular Minesweeper, these 3 are mines. This 2 sees 2, so it must be a 3. This 2 sees only 2 cells, so it must be a 1. And therefore this 1 cannot be a 0, and therefore must be a 2. Seeing 1 cell here means this is a mine, completing this, which is actually a 3. And this 1 is also complete. This 1 is actually a... I think this is another one of the ideas of Liar. Can this one be a 2? At first glance, yes. But then there will be mines here and here, but that actually breaks this 2. You can see there are 4 mines around it, but this 2 can only go up to 3. Which means that this 1 cannot be a 2 and is therefore a 0. This 2 sees 2 mines, so it must be a 3, and therefore there is a mine here. This is a mine, we know that, and this 1, which is actually a 2, is complete. It can't be a 0. This 0 is a 1, and we know there's 1 mine here. This 3 therefore sees 2 mines so far. If this was a mine, it would see 3 exactly, but we know that's not possible because liar means a clue cannot be 3. So this can't be a mine, and therefore this 3 is a 2. This 5 sees 5 cells, but it can't be a 6, so it must be a 4, which puts exactly 2 mines in this spot. This 6 now I believe must be a 5, because it can't be a 7. Okay. 5, like so. And with 2 mines in here, implies that the other 3 mines are here. This 2 over here must have 1 mine exactly, because it can't have 3. And this 1 over here cannot have 0, so it must have 2 mines, which is already completed, so this is not a mine. Meaning this 5, or this 6, which is actually 5, have mines here and here. This is complete. 3 means this can't be a mine. 4 sees 3 so far. But, this is the remaining mines. If this was a 3, then there will be no mines here. But then there's only 2 empty spaces left, which is not enough to fulfill your remaining mine count. And therefore it must be a 5. So these are both mines. This is not a mine, and therefore 1 mine remaining puts it here. Very cool. L. Oh, L. Okay. We'll try a couple L variants, maybe. So L 7x7. I think I'll go a bit faster this time. This 2 must be a 1. This 3 must be a 2, and therefore implies that there's at least 1 mine here. But there must be 2 mines to make this a 3. This 2 sees 3 mines here already, so it can't have any more mines here. This 4 sees 3, so it's complete. This 0 is actually a 1, but can't see how that works right now. This 0 is a 1, and this 2... Yes, okay, weird logic. This 2 must be a 3. If it was a 1, then because it is satisfied by this from the 0, there are no mines here or here. Now notice that because there's only 1 mine in here at most, this 6 can never be satisfied because it can't even reach 5 mines like so. So we therefore know that this 2 is a 3, and because there's exactly 1 mine here, these 2 must be mines. I think the 6 could be a 7. Well, no, this 6 can't be a 7, because if it was a 7, you'd have mine here and here. You know, everything's a mine. But that breaks a 3, so it is a 5. I think now what that means is that this 5 and this quote-unquote 4 work together. I think that we know this is also a 5. Because of this 5, right, can you ever have no mines here? Well, yes, but can you ever have a mine here? If there is, then there's only 2 mines here, but that exactly fulfills 4, and we know that's not possible, so you cannot have a mine here actually, so there are no mines here. And therefore all 3 mines here, which makes this 4 or 5, also works. This 1 now must be a 2, this 0 is complete. This 1 must be a 0 or a 2. Okay, well this 1 and the 3 work interestingly. If this 1 was a 0, then no mines here implies this has to be a mine to make this a 2. But if this 1 was a 2, then both of these are mines. This then needs to be a mine to make 4. In other words, this is actually also a parity problem for some reason. This 1 over here, yeah, because a clue has to be greater or less than by exactly 1, for any number, let's say 4, the number above it is always an odd number, while 4 is even, and the number below it is also an odd number. And so this ties in very well with the clue here, because we know this 1 always has an even number of mines around it, right? This 3 must have an even number of mines around it, but so far the remaining space has an odd number. So to make this whole sum even, you need another mine to make this even. So this is always a mine. Like obviously you don't need that kind of logic always to solve these problems. You could just use bifurcation like I did at the very beginning. But I guess the elegance of this logic works way better. Anyway, this 0 is complete, didn't see that. This is a mine. This 3 is definitely a 2. This 1, we don't know. This 2 is a 3 and is complete. This 4 must be a 3. And therefore there is at least 1 mine here, meaning this 1 must be a 2, completing this 4 and this 3, which are actually 3s and 2s respectively. This 4 is a 3, which is complete, can't be a 5. This 3 is a 2, which is complete, can't be a 4. This 2 sees 1. So again, we know that this spot must have an an even number to make this whole thing even. And therefore, And therefore, since this 4 is an odd number, there is already an odd number here, meaning that this square must have an even number of mines. The only possible way is 0 mines. 7 is actually a 6 because it cannot be an 8 from this context, and 6 is already complete. So now there's an even number of mines here, meaning that this has to be a mine. And we have exactly 0 mines remaining, so this is not a mine. There we go. And lastly, an 8 by 8. This one is a 0. Lots of 1s here. Very interesting. Because... oh, that's not true though. I want to say... yeah, we can also use parity here. This is even. This is even. Therefore, this must be even to make the entire thing even and satisfy this one. So this entire thing has no mine. Very cool, actually. Never thought I would have used parity logic in Liar, but here we are. This 6 is a 5. This 8, wow, I did not see the 8 here, which must be a 7. This 1 is complete. This 3 is actually just a 2. And because there are 2 mines around this spot, this 2, which is actually a 3, is complete. This 4, don't know. We know that there is an even number of mines here. We don't know if it's 0. It could be a 0, so there's 2 mines here. This 6 sees 6 exactly. So it has to be a 5 because it can't be a 7. This 4. I don't know. Let's see. This 5 must have at least 1 mine here. Doesn't really seem to help. Well, this 4 is either a 5 or a 2. Meaning that this is what it is. This is always odd, right? It must be a 5 or a 3, so this is always odd. Therefore, to make this 3, this is an even clue, which means that this must also be odd to sum to an even value. And the only way to make this odd is to have exactly 1 mine around it, so this is 1 mine. Not sure how helpful that is, but sure. I don't see any problem though. Like with the clues right now, there are a lot of different... Unless what we're looking for is this 2. This is always what? This is always odd. So this 3, which is an odd so far, must have another odd here to make it even. So there's exactly 1 mine here all the time. This 5 has 6 cells to put mines in. I actually have no idea. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one. I guess the idea is that well, both of these can't be filled, because if they were, then each individually, yeah. So if none are filled, then then all of them work, okay. But if one of them are filled, then yeah, this one still works because it sees 2. This one sees 2, this one sees 0. But then what? Oh, it's a 5. I was like, is that a 4? No, it's a 5. I wrote 5. Let's thought the 5 was a lie clue on its own. There must be at least one mine here, right? Yeah. So this kind of mines in them, because otherwise you'd have like 3 mines around this one. This one is just a 0, so there's a mine here. Actually, this 5 is complete. This 6 is just a 5. This 2 has no mine here. This 1 has no mine here as well. This 0 has exactly 1 mine. But more importantly, this 4 is complete. This 3 must be a 4. I think this 4 is not complete, no. This 0 is complete though. This 0 is also complete. This 3, well, it sees an even number here. So it must see an odd number here, which is exactly 1. There's exactly 1 mine there. And because there's exactly 1 mine here, then we know that this is where the blank cell is, right? The non-mine is. And so the rest of these are mines. Oh, the even odd parity actually helps. This 3 is complete. This one's not a mine, we know that, because even parity, even odd parity. This 3 means this has to be a mine, and therefore this 3 is complete. This one should be complete. This one is complete, yeah, and everything just breaks. 5? No, 4 is a 3. 5 is complete. This 4? No idea yet, actually. Yeah, because of this 3, we know that there's an even number of mines here. And therefore there are an odd number of there are an even number of mines here to... No, this 3 puts an even number of mines here, which means that this must be odd. So this is not a mine? Sure. This 5 can only be a 4 now. This one puts an even number here. Yeah, it can't be a 0, because if this 1 was a 0, then the 4 has no place to put 4 mines, so this 1 is actually a 2. This 5/4 is complete. This is complete. This is also complete, and there's 1 mine remaining, so that's a mine. There you go. Okay, yeah. So even with like the difficulty that is involved, even with like the simple clue about liar, there's a lot of subtle logic and a really important trick involved that I didn't see. It's the even odd parity nonsense. Alright, so let's move on into the variants. The very cool variants. We have talked through 4 variants, so I can very specifically try and look for liar combos. Here I already have the liar combos with what we know so far. But here we don't. So let's try a liar quad combo. Quad means that, yeah, every mine must have a 2x2 area, so these kind of squares without mines in them cannot exist. Let's begin with this one, which we know must be a 2. Why? Because if it was a 0, then there will be no mines here, which makes your 2x2 empty square. This 2 must therefore be a 3. But because there must be at least 1 mine here to finish your quad, there are no mines here or here. This one must be a 2 as well. Yeah, actually, like a lot of these have to be 2s, they can't be 0s at all. In fact, I think liar and quad can never have a 0. Not even in the corner, yeah. Anywhere on the board, wherever you put a 0, you are forced to make a 2x2 empty. So there can never be a 0 in here, meaning all 1s are 2s. And this 2, well, could be a 1 actually. Yeah. Well, there is exactly at least 1 mine here. This 3 could be a 2, yeah. Oh, actually it has to be a 2 because it can't be a 4. This 4 could be a 3, in fact. Yeah, the minimum number in these sort of situations for quad is a 2, as we've explained. Wow, I am hopelessly stuck. That's a very cool thing to happen right here. Oh, is this always a mine? No. No, it's no, that's not true. But I guess... Yeah, okay, this is always a mine, because in 1 there is a mine here, in 3 there's a mine here, so this is always a mine. Meaning that there's 1 mine here and 1 mine here, so this is not a mine either. This 2 cannot be a 1, as we know. 1 doesn't work, so it must be a 3. But we also know that there's exactly 1 mine here and 1 mine here, so I think this is not a mine. This 3 is complete, basically. Okay. There we go. I found some interesting logic that involves actually both liar and quad strategies. Essentially, we know that this box over here, because of this 2, must actually contain an odd number, correct? It must be a 1 or a 3. That means that these 3 cells that touch the 3 must be an odd number as well, so the total sum can be odd. Now, if it was odd, then these 3 cells must have either 1 or 3 mines in them. If it was 3, then obviously all 3 cells are mines. But if it was 1, then because of that 2x3 pattern that we talked about in the quad episode, we know that this must be a mine. So in all cases, this is always a mine, which is insane, actually. Like that is That is insane logic, because I have never thought you could use both together. That is a very good example of how two different variants work together. But wow, okay, this 2 is solved. This 2 is a 3, which is solved. Then this 4 is a 3, which means there's one mine here. This 4 can still be a 5. Could also be a 3, yeah. Oh yeah, what was I saying? This must be an odd, right? It's either 3 or 1, but it can't be a 3 now because of this. So it must just be 1, meaning this is not a mine. This 4 is a 3, which is complete. This is also complete. This 2 is now a 1. And this 4 must now be a 3 because it cannot be a 5. So this is not a mine. 6 is a 5, which is complete. This is complete. 1 mine remaining. But because of quad, we know it has to be here to satisfy the quad. So that means that this is not a mine. And it's a 0, which touches 1. So it is complete, and therefore this is the mine. Nice. So there's your liar quad. Let's go to liar and connected. 0 must be a 1. Must. But because of the connected, this can't be a mine. This 1 can't be a 2 because then it just breaks the 0. So it has to be a 0. This 0 is a 1, and this 0 is also a 1, which sees this. So none of these are mines. This 1 is a 0 or 2, we don't know. This 2 is a 1 or a 3. This 3 is a 2, and that's solved, yeah. This 6 could be a 7, could. Well, we know there's a mine here, so this must be a mine to ensure all the mines are connected, otherwise you'd have some kind of wall blocking them off. This 2 then... Well, I mean there has to be some mine here, so this 2 can't be a 1 and is therefore a 3. Right. Let's think about this 2. This 2 over here means that this is always an odd value. And because of this 3, which is technically an even clue, this must also have an odd value, so it must have exactly 1 mine in it at all times. Then this makes 2 mines here. But this could still be 0 or 2 mines. Sure. Maybe I should use different colors to express odd / even, but I don't think we need to. I think the next step might be this 6. Could be a 7. Could also be a 5. Doesn't make a huge difference. The 3 maybe though. The 3 maybe. This 1 is either no mines or both mines. If it were both mines, then because there has to be at least 1 mine here, otherwise you'd block stuff off, then the 3 will be complete. Otherwise, if there were no mines, then I can't really make any conclusion, because this could have a mine, but it could also have 2 mines, you know. Honestly, no idea what's going on here. Maybe I have to bifurcate. If this was not mine, still no idea. There's just way too many mines around here. Is that a face? I guess there must be at least one mine here and at least one mine here. Doesn't really say much though, because 6 is actually, could be a 5, could be a 7. I mean, does the fact that there are 11 mines remaining help? It doesn't look like it. I guess if there were mines here and here, then because the 2 is complete, then this has to be a mine. This 2 can't be a 3, so it must be a 1. So this can't be a mine then. And this 4 is a 3. Could be a 0 or a 5. I don't think it matters. What if this were a mine? Then I guess this, it doesn't work because that just blocks off stuff. So if this happened, then this would happen. But again, I still don't see anything. It might have to do with like a mine here and connected. Because we're connected, there must be a mine here and a mine here. That makes 4, making this no longer mine. Oh, and that breaks because the 2 now exceeds exactly 2. Oh, okay. So this can't be a mine then. And this 0 is a 1, so that's a mine. There is one mine here, so this 3 is a 4, meaning that there is a mine here. Wait, no, this 2 is complete. So this 3... Oh, well, did I say there's 1 here? Weird. It could be there's an odd number, there could be a 0 or 4. This 1 could be a 2 or it could be a 0. If it were a 2, I guess we don't know, but if it were a 0, then we know the 6 is just a 5 like this. And then this. And then this. Which does connect all the mines, I guess. Does it break the 2? Maybe. I don't think it does. But if this one were a 0, oh no, if this one were something like this, again, cannot say much about it. What blockages do we have? Again, not much from what I can tell. Does it have to be at least one mine here? If there were no mines here, oh, that just breaks this. Yeah, so there has to be at least one mine here, and that just means there has to be 2 mines here. No idea. If there were both mines here, then this is empty. Meaning that this 6 is always a 5, I'm pretty sure. No, if there were 2 mines here, then this must be a mine to make 5. If there were no mines here, then this is always a mine to make 3. So that's a mine. This 2 is now complete because it's a 3. That's complete, that's complete. This 2 is it's a 1. This 4 is, well, there's 1 here, so this 4 is a 3 or a 5, but it can't be a 5, so it's a 3. So this 6 I think is now, it's not complete yet. But we know if this happens, then this 6 can't reach 5 at all. So that can't happen, means that both mines completing the 6. There is 1 mine here remaining, and there's 4 mines remaining, so these are all mines. And all mines have to be connected, so this is a mine to connect everything. Nice. That was very tough. That was honestly very tough. Shall we go back to these 2, I think? These 2, I should just work on completing. Anyway, connected and multiple. Yeah. Alright, so connected and multiple. This can't be a mine, otherwise this would be blocked off. So we have that. This 3 now completes itself. This 3 is complete. This 5 complete. This 6 means this can't be a mine. There's 1 mine here. This has to be a mine for this thing to grow outwards. So that completes the 6. This 3 is complete. This 6... Well, this has to be a mine for this to extend outwards. Yes, and if this were a mine, then you have to grow out, but that gives you a sum of 7. So it doesn't work, so this can't be a mine. And this 6 is actually just complete because of parity. There's 4 so far, so this 5 only needs 1 more. And 4 means this is a mine. Nice, okay. And here. Quad multiple. This 2 means that these cannot be mines. Because if this was a mine, then all of these would be empty, making a quad. And same symmetrically, so these can't be mines. Yeah, that's all we know, I think. Is this 3 similar? No, because this could always be a mine, right? Doesn't have to be, but could always be. Right, this 7 and this 4 seem very suspicious because this 4 here has, what, a maximum of 4. So this has a minimum of 3, and a minimum of 3 requires this to be a mine. This has a minimum of 1, because this having a maximum of 3 means this is a minimum of 1. Well, it does not have a minimum of 1, because this has a maximum of 4. This has a maximum of 4, so this is a minimum of 3, meaning this has a maximum of 1. And a maximum of 1 means this can't be a mine. 2, similarly, because of this same logic, this can't be a mine. 4 here necessitates this to be a mine. And this 3 seeing 2 so far means this can't be a mine. We're going a lot of lattice points today. Right, this 7 sees 4 so far, so it needs 3 more. We know there must be 1 here. We don't know which one though. Well, since one of these has to be a mine, then in total this has to sum to, what, at least 3? At least 3. Therefore, this has to sum at most 1. And that means this has to be a mine. And because this is now exactly 1, this must be exactly 1 as well. Yes, this must be exactly 1 as well. And so this must be the mine. This 4 basically means this can't be a mine. Otherwise you have 5. Is my thing lagging? I think my thing's lagging. Alright, well, we'll do this quick. 5, no, not cool. This 4 sees, yeah, let's see, 4 sees 3. 7 over here. Well, at least one of these are mines, and exactly one of those are mines. So these must add up to 6, but we actually don't know how that works. One of these has to be a mine. Did not see that. One of these has to be a mine to fulfill quad. That will complete 3, so this is not a mine. This 4 is now completed. This 3 is complete. This 3 is complete. This 5 is complete. This 6 sees 2 so far. So what? Needs 4. Don't see anything. This 7 actually just it means this is a mine, I think. Yep. This sees 3. Actually, this 4 is complete. Whoopsies. This 6 is also complete. It is. This 4 is complete, so this 2 is complete. This 7 sees 4, so we need to see 3 more, meaning this has to be a mine. 2 mines remaining. Well, we know one of these has to be a mine. Or in fact, because this 6 sees 3 more, you must have 2 mines here. You cannot have one mine have a value of 3. So the 2 mines exist within this range, so there are no mines anywhere else. This 7 is complete. And because this 6 needs what? 1 more? Yes, 1 more. So this can't be a mine. Because of quad, I didn't see this one. This has to be a mine as well. And so 0 mines remaining means this is not a mine. And we are done. Oh, yeah. My... It's really lagging. Okay, I guess that means... we'll see you next time. Yeah, bye-bye.